Hi all, I'm Sasha, and today I'm going to be talking about something a bit more serious. My journey through the Canadian healthcare system. I've had a lot of experience with it lately, unfortunately. Recently, I had acute pancreatitis, not fun, and now I also have LMP, abnormal growths, but more about that later. If those words mean nothing to you, I felt the exact same way. And seeing as it looks like I'm going on a bit of a medical journey, whether I want to or not, and I've had to take a break from work and I have extra time on my hands, I figured why waste it, try to make the most of it, and I hope that I can make going to the hospital or clinic easier for you as I go along. I'm a native English speaker and teacher, and very often even I have to ask questions when I go to the hospital or clinic for clarification. Our doctors and nurses, they obviously do their best to provide patient education to make sure we know what's going on, but that doesn't always mean it works. Sometimes we're too nervous or scared to ask questions. It can be hard to digest or understand so much information, especially in another language. I have experience with that. I've had to navigate healthcare systems in other languages when I taught abroad, but being a privileged English speaker, it was rare, and there was usually someone who spoke some English. The very few times I couldn't get anyone to speak any English was really scary. I wasn't sure if I was understanding properly. No one could speak slow enough. It was impossible to speak slow enough because I was so anxious. I didn't get what they were saying about the medication and whether I was supposed to eat or not eat. And later that day, when I called home to update my family, I realized I couldn't, despite really trying to communicate in another language with everything I had, because it was so important. I still didn't understand as much as I needed to. But hospitals and clinics are really stressful places, typically bright and noisy with lots of people talking all at once. It's hard to think, and when you add a language barrier with fear or concern, it's just the worst scenario or situation for clear communication to happen. So I hope that with a bit of guidance from you and by sharing my experience, I can provide some pronunciation and vocabulary support for either English language learners or for native English speakers who just don't feel confident or comfortable with medical vocabulary. Keep in mind, I'm an English teacher sharing an experience and language guidance. I'll try to clarify medical vocabulary and concepts. And if you've got questions or an area that you'd like me to explore, maybe something that you wouldn't want to ask someone else, please let me know in the comments. I'm not shy, but I'm not a doctor, nurse, or healthcare professional in any way, shape, or form. I'm a language resource, not a medical one. But hopefully I can still help. Next, I'll be talking about the Ontario Health Insurance Plan, or OHIP as it's often called for short. So until then, thanks, I'm Sash.